Here we go. NFL, three-word game. Titans beat the Redskins. Mariota hurt again. 5 different injuries this year. From an elbow to a neck to core to foot to stinger. He's a talented kid, but it's time to draft another quarterback. Luck, Deshaun Watson are here to stay and are better to begin with. I'd search for the next quarterback. Ravens, Chargers. I'm a believer. It's not just that the Ravens are 5-1 with Lamar Jackson, who I watch live, but it's that over the last 3 games, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, and they've run for at least 159 yards in each of those games. I'm a big believer in teams having identities, and Baltimore clearly has one. Browns over the Bengals. Grow up, Baker. Listen, congrats on 7 touchdown passes against statistically the worst defense in NFL history, Cincinnati. But taunting a coach who was recently fired, really? You think that's going to play well? You don't think Hugh Jackson has friends in this league? He also went to the sidelines and did some nonsense, which is too vulgar for us to show. Congrats, but over 10 years, this is not making yourself a target going to work. But it's Cleveland, so, it's cool. This is what they wanted. Congratulations. You'll finish in 3rd place. Cowboys, Bucs. NFC East champs. 2nd title, 3 years. Listen, you keep telling me Jason Garrett's terrible. He's not terrible. I don't think he's a top 2 or 3 coach, but they win the division again. Dak wins the division again. Zeke's the best running back in the NFL again. The linebacking duo is the best in the NFL. Their front seven's excellent. I think they're a much more functional organization than anybody wants to admit. Tough talking Philly won a Super Bowl, but Dallas beat them twice. The Saints are good, but Dallas beat them. The Cowboys, once again, are poised to make the playoffs. They're above average, not as dysfunctional as everybody characterizes them. And congrats to Dallas. They're a fun team, limited offensively, but nonetheless successful. Vikings over the Lions, win and in. Vikings are 6. If they beat the Bears next week, they will make the playoffs. Now, Kirk Cousins in these big, big games where you got to win has not necessarily been great. He's got a little Andy Dalton to him. But I will say this. They've got exceptional perimeter skill people. Their defensive roster is way above average, and I think Mike Zimmer's a good coach. Run the football a little. My guess is they win and they're in. Colts over the Giants. Luck on fire. 9 of 14, 70 yards, a touchdown in the 4th quarter. They were flat coming off that shutout win over the Cowboys. But Andrew Luck reportedly, as Jamie said earlier, gave a fiery halftime speech. They roared back with a great and essential 4th quarter. They've won 8 of 9. They are playing with absolute house money. They are way ahead of schedule. They face the Titans. They win, they're in. Jags, Dolphins, did not watch. I mean, I can't figure out Miami. I think Adam Gase does a pretty good job, but I think you're going to be a roller coaster with Ryan Tannehill. Patriots over the Bills, 10 straight years. Currently the 2 seed. They did it again. They dominate their division. I do not believe with the loss of Josh Gordon, this is a team capable of winning a Super Bowl and, frankly, right now, getting to a Super Bowl. They are run-centric with Edelman past his prime and Gronk a shell of themselves, but they remain the best coach team in the league. Situationally, almost always excellent, and they went 7-0 at home. Will probably beat the Jets, go 8-0 at home, get a bye, and play the Texans, who have never won in Foxborough. Packers, Jets, passing the torch. Aaron Rodgers was terrific, threw for 2 touchdowns, ran for 2 more, but Sam Darnold playing with a lot less was equally magnificent. 341 passing yards, best QBR in the league since week 11, 3 touchdowns. I mean, you talk about size, arm, athleticism. You got to put stuff in the NFL in context. The Jets are near the bottom of the NFL in running backs, receivers, offensive line. Outside of Robbie Anderson, they don't really have anybody with game-changing speed. Darnold was magnificent. Eagles, Texans, Jolly St. Nick. Nick Foles, 49 throws, completed 35, 4 touchdowns, 471 yards. Listen, my sources say Nick is incredibly easy to coach, and the coaching staff feels they have to do a better job with him than Wentz, who is more athletically gifted. But listen, I've been saying this all year, and I picked them to make the playoffs even before the weekend because I just like their roster too much. Now, their secondary's beat up, but there's just too many good players here for them to be struggling, and Foles, whatever it is delivering magic with his coaching staff. Good for him. Falcons, Panthers, 2 major disappointments. You know what? Come on. Atlanta's got one of the best offensive rosters. Carolina's got one of the best front sevens defensively. Both teams have been in a Super Bowl since 2015. Both teams have had an MVP since 2015. I'm sorry, but this is underachieving. You can blame Ron Rivera and Dan Quinn. This is on the quarterbacks and it's on the players. Rams, Cardinals, on the mend. Listen, Jared Goff, who had struggled in his previous 3 games, played pretty well yesterday. Now, I know it's Arizona. I understand that, but Todd Gurley missed the game. C.J. Anderson, they got him from Carolina and was very productive. Goff looked more comfortable, had more zip on the ball. It was a nice road win. Bears, Niners, NFL's biggest shock. From 5-11 to 11-4, they had to battle San Francisco, but this is an impressive win. The Niners had beaten Seattle and Denver at home. Matt Nagy took over this team, and the offense went from 29th in the National Football League to 9th. Hats off to the Bears, the great city of Chicago. Trubisky, I think, has a fairly low ceiling, but there is no NFL team that has shocked me more than the Bears. Saints, Steelers, talented, hot mess. Steelers have lost 4 of 5, all by 1 score. This is a team that tied Cleveland and lost at Oakland. It's not about talent. Tomlin, we know he's won a Super Bowl. He can coach. Ben can play. We know it. He's won Super Bowls. But in the end, there's so much parity in this league, and the games are so close. The less buttoned up you are, the more probable it is you won't make the playoffs. And when I look at Pittsburgh, I see a team that is as much fun to watch along with the Chiefs as anybody in this league. And my guess is they're going to be sitting home and watching the postseason. Seahawks, Chiefs. Wilson was better. He was. Just because Russell Wilson attempted more passes, he was more accurate. He was more clutch. He had the best run. He had the biggest throw. Listen, more isn't better. Volume isn't more impressive. I'll take a small meal with great food over a gigantic buffet. Wilson's offense is not going to ask him to throw 40 times. They ask him to throw 29. He completes 18, 3 touchdowns, almost 60 yards rushing. Another primetime win. Russell Wilson, last 19 primetime games, 17-2. Broncos, Raiders, Monday Night Football tonight. Lump of coal. Broncos overpaid for Case Keenum. Raiders let go of Khalil Mack. I'm not even going to watch tonight. I'm going to open presents tonight and then go skiing tomorrow. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.